Hello little lovelies, today we are going to get into this eye look. Well, it's going to be a full makeup tutorial, but this is the eye look. So I'm going to start off with my base, giving us a nice glowy base with a Flawless filter from Charlotte Tilbury. And for my foundation, I'm going in with the Dior Forever foundation. This is the matte finish, so I like to put like a dewy base underneath so that will come through. And then to warm up my skin, I'm taking this Chanel cream bronzer. It's one of my favorites. I just kind of haven't used it in a little while, but every time I go back to it, I'm like, why have I stopped using this? It's just such a good product. So I just use that to warm up my skin, and then going in to conceal and highlight any areas with the Dior concealer. I like to carve underneath my cheekbones too as well when I'm not really contouring and going in more with a bronzer, because then that just helps carve out my cheekbone. Then once I've all that done, I'm going to set that with some powder. I'm taking the Rare Beauty powder. I love this one. It's like a soft like iridescent one, so it's not too matte. Keeps my skin nice and fresh and dewy. And then we're going to get into the brows. I'm using my Benefit 24-hour brow gel, which is a go-to all the time. And then I'm going to fill it in with this brow pencil from About Face. And then just for an extra bit of glow, an extra bit of warmth, I'm taking the Guerlain Terracotta Light Powder and just giving that light dust all over. Now, getting into the eyes. So I'm going to start off with one of the shadow sticks from NARS. This is the shade Dark Angel. So I'm just applying that to the outer corner, like you can see here. It doesn't need to be perfectly neat because we're going to go in with a brush then and just soften that and just kind of create the shape that we want, which is more of like a winged out shape. I use my hands a lot for this type of look because it's just easier to clean up, because as you see here, I do a little bit too much. And then I just wipe it off with my hands. They're so easy to use, so easy to like move around, manipulate, change if you make a mistake, because they don't dry down on the skin. They're just so easy. So yeah, that's what I do a lot when I'm using cream shadows. And then I'll just go in with my concealer brush then to tidy up any excess so there's no like extra product floating around. And then I'm going in and applying a little bit more just on the outer corners because I want more depth on the outside and for that to be a little bit smokier. So that's what I'm doing here. And then I'm just dragging that down to the under part of my eye just to pull it all together. I'm going back into the Chanel bronzer just to soften any edges, just to keep the cream with the cream so nothing's getting too caked down with any powder. And then I'm going in with a liquid shadow from Natasha Denona, applying that all over my lid. And then I'm going in with this sparkly pigment from Sugar Pill. This is the shade Brick Toast. So I always like to dampen my brush first before I apply it, because it just helps the product stick to the brush and it just gives you a less of a mess, like all over your face basically. So I just like to pat that down all over, and then any little excess bits, just give it a little dust off. And I'm going to take a little bit of Flawless filter and apply that to the inner corners, just to kind of pull the look together a little bit more. And then we're going in with some mascara, and I've decided to do some lashes today. I haven't worn lashes in so long, so we just went with a little half lashes, which I feel like suits this look, because it just kind of pulls the eye look out more, and that's kind of what we're going for. My blush is Laura Mercier tinted blush in the shade Coastline, and then I'm topping that off with the Chanel stick highlight just for an extra little bit of glow. For my lips, I'm going with the Anastasia Beverly Hills lip liner. This is the shade Hazelnut, and on top of that I'm just applying some of the Dior Nude Look lipstick, finishing it off with a little spritz. And then I'm going in with my favourite perfume. This is like my favourite go-to perfume right now from Who Is Elijah. And that is pretty much it for this look. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.